Good evening everyone, it's Christine here. Just thought I would pop on super quickly and show you a fun little project that I've made this evening to send as a little gift to my partner's mum because it's her birthday tomorrow. So I've made her a little mini pincushion using a tiny jam jar from, this one's a Bon Mama jam jar. But as you can see by my hands, excuse the glue on my finger, it's a petite size. So what I have done is created the pin cushion, and I've just filled it up with buttons. I'll probably be putting a little note in there because she doesn't actually need more buttons. She's always giving me buttons. But she still does do sewing. She likes to alter some of her own clothes and things. So I thought it could definitely be useful. And I created the pin cushion on the lid. So what I did was just a few steps. As you can see, it's slightly bodgy, slightly sitting a tiny bit too high there, but I can always add a bit more glue and drag it down. But I used this cute little patchwork fabric, so I didn't actually have to patchwork it, so cheap patchwork. And I made a stuffing using... I had some of this knit sort of fabric from the reverse art truck, so I rolled it into a little roll and I made a coil of it for the centre. I've actually taken a picture of it when it was all coiled, and then I also used some of this old quilted pillowcase that I got from the op shop on my recent holiday op shopping, and I used that down the bottom and adhered that to the top of the lid with some Mod Podge fabric glue, because I found with this bashing, once you got a few layers of it, the pins didn't go through it that easily, so I didn't want the pins to get blunt on the lid, so I put a couple of layers of this just to act as a bit of a buffer. And then the knit fabric is actually super easy for the pins to get through. So that's why I used that. Originally I was thinking I was going to use this for all the layers and sort of just cut ever smaller layers to make that sort of cupcake shape, but that just would have been too thick and wouldn't have worked for the needles. So once I'd created my inner section, and I'll pop a photo in here if I can, I then smoothed the fabric over the top. I'll just sort of show you, well, I can't quite do it with this, but essentially put the fabric over the top of my little mound, which I had stitched, and I stitched the coil together just with some thread to hold it in place, and then just stitched it onto the lower section, and then I stretched my, and obviously this isn't totally accurate, but stretched my fabric around and underneath, and once I had it, I folded it underneath to make and I just made sure the corners were sort of smoothed out, and then I put some glue down at the base to stick the fabric down. You'd obviously get rid of the excess fabric, and then glued it down to the lid. So then I obviously had to do something around here, and what I did was, oops, just knocked over the buttons, but that's okay. I took a piece of fabric and just brought the edges in to make an area that was the right width to basically, obviously this would have been too big, but essentially to wrap around like that, and I stitched the edges under, brought it round, and then just did, as you can see on here, a range of little stitches down here to sew the ends together, and then I proceeded to do stitches all the way around the top to meld this wrapped section with the top section. So hopefully that makes sense. And then I've added little white and red, because they coordinate with the pattern, pins to make it into a pin cushion. So I should put all the, not that I'm going to leave the buttons in there, I'm going to put my little note in, but something like that. And then that's the fun little birthday pin cushion. But it'd be a great pin cushion for travelling days, but you could also keep your buttons or your other little embellishments in there. So it's slightly bodgy. Shape's not absolutely spot on and perfect, But I think it's a nice little gift, little thoughtful gift. I much prefer to give some gifts that actually have some thought in them, because yeah, my parents and my partner's parents, they really don't want for anything these days. If anything, they're always giving us stuff from their houses. So it's nice to make just a little thoughtful handmade gift. So I hope you enjoyed seeing that. I just thought I'd share it. And take care, everyone, and hope you have a great rest of the week. See you.